What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another video. Today we are installing my new transmission and the whole Miata here. If you guys didn't watch the video where we blew up the transmission and then took all the cores down to Motorsports, I'll pin it at the end of this one or something. But got the new trans in, and yeah, it's going in today. So when we did this job before, when we pulled it out, what you saw in the last video, we kept the car like pretty ready to go so we can just take the new one and throw it right in the car. So really all we had to do was just remove the header and then a bit of the exhaust. So got the mid pipe right there on the ground, and then we disconnected this guy. This is my muffler. Well, it actually just connects to the mid pipe, but it's just straight back from the axle. So that's the reason the car is pretty loud. But this exhaust system, like little piece right here, cost me like 70 bucks to make, and then I just welded it all together, and it saves 14 pounds off the rear of the car, which is what I want because the goal of this car is to be as light as absolutely possible. And XB just hit my head. But then, so we had to remove the header as well. So we took that off, and then same with the strut tower brace. So right now the car is pretty much ready to get the transmission, put it right into it because it's empty, pretty ready to go. So gonna grab the transmission jack and pick the transmission up, put it on there, and try throwing it right in. Trent's supposed to be here so he can film and do all that stuff, but I guess he's doing some house stuff, so he'll be here a bit later, hopefully, because I kind of need his help. There he is right there.
What's up?
Almost like we've done it before, brother.
Yeah, almost.
5 times.
Yeah. 5th time.
The wheels aren't light, I'm just strong.
No, they're light.
Ooh.
Oh, we dripping.
Boop, boop.
Proof that we use Loctite.
So we're running some Motul, or Modal, I don't know how you say it, but it's 75-140. This is the only transmission fluid that is recommended from Motorsports to run in their transmissions. So that's what we're going to do. So it's a 500-mile break-in period, which is what we're going to do tomorrow and a bit of Saturday morning. Just try to put as many miles on the car as we can before heading to Salina for the weekend's event. Valvoline has like the bags, Motul, they haven't quite caught up with that yet, which is totally fine because their gear oil is what is recommended. So that's what we're going to use. And so these transmissions take 2 quarts or maybe a little bit over 2 quarts, but we have to, but because it's not a bag, kind of just have to keep filling these up until it'll go. And that's why we got 3 quarts. So hopefully we can get the 2 that's recommended and call it a day.
So
massive turn of events. We got the transmission in and everything was good to go. We just buttoned it up. We did that stuff off camera because it was just like putting the exhaust on and stuff. However, clutch is stuck, like disengaged, but the clutch fingers are pushed in, so like the clutch pedal goes straight to the floor and we can't get it unstuck. So I think that there might be a bigger issue with the clutch. Of course, the transmission's good. We put it up and down the driveway by starting it in gear and trying to break it loose, but that didn't work. So transmission's coming back out. We're not going to Salina because we were on a big time crunch anyway, so that's not happening. So we're gonna pull the transmission out probably tomorrow and then inspect the clutch and then replace the clutch if it's bad, which we'll probably just do it anyway, and then replace the slave cylinder because it started leaking during this process. Not really sure what's going on there. So new clutch, new slave. I probably should have done that anyway, but this clutch had like hardly any miles on it, so I just expected it to be good. But kind of thinking back to the Oklahoma event, there is a possibility that the clutch was the cause of the transmission breaking the first time. Well, technically the fourth, but the first time. So, yeah, transmission's coming back out. So that's where we're at now. So, is what it is. All right, guys. So it's a new day. Last clip, we talked about that the clutch was probably the issue. We don't know that it's not the issue yet, but we do know that there is an issue that's not the clutch. So when I got this transmission in from Motorsports, it came with the output shaft cover plate for an ND2, which has a dual mass flywheel. This is an ND1 and has a single mass flywheel. So the cover plate has a snout on it that's shorter or longer. I can't really remember. Either way, it's the wrong plate. So that's what's causing, like, it's like pushing on the forks of the clutch and causing a bunch of little interference issues there. So we're gonna pull it out. I'll show you guys the cover plate I'm talking about, and then later on in the video, we have the new one coming in from Walter Motorsports. They sent me the correct one. It's just not here yet. So later on in the video, we will have that here, and then I can show you guys the differences between the two for the single mass flywheel cover plate and the dual mass flywheel cover plate. And yeah, so once we swap those out, we should just be able to throw this back on. We're still gonna check the clutch, make sure it's good or not, and go from there. It's been a few days, and we got the new plate. This is one that I was talking about in the other clips back a few days ago. This is for the single mass flywheel. You can see it's got this lip on here. This is where the throw-up bearing sits. And then it has this peg right here that lifts it up compared to this one for the dual mass. So you can see, if these are side by side, you can see just how much taller this one is and how much higher that peg sits. So having this on there with the single mass flywheel was the reason that the throw-up bearing wasn't getting any engagement on the clutch. And this should fix it because this is the correct piece. So we're gonna throw some silicone on this, throw it in, and then transmission's gonna go in, and hopefully we're driving it in the next few clips. All right, so we got everything buttoned up underneath. We didn't film it because we filmed it the first time. We messed it up, but it's the same process. So we're throwing in the header right now. It's right there. It's a Skunk 2 header. I actually don't know if I've ever showed you guys this, but it's just a Skunk 2 4-to-1. It's not the one I ordered from. I ordered it from Fab 9, but it's not the one I ordered. I ordered the hooker header that's supposed to go. It's a 2 or 4 to 2-to-1 for more torque or whatever. But that one's actually pretty good and installs super easy. So yeah, we're just gonna throw the header in right now. A lot of the stuff I saw says to like remove these AC lines. I don't care. If something happens to them, I don't care. So I just kind of push them out of the way and then feed this through there. This fits way better than the stock header. So yeah, I mean, you guys are about to watch me just throw this thing in there, scratch it up, and do whatever. I have no mechanical sympathy for anything. And that's probably why I'm on 5 transmissions. So are we back in business now or what? Let's see.
so loud I can't hear if it's making like any noises, bro.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah.
How'd you feel?
Feels good.
Good.
Hop in. We'll go down the block.